Hey, what's going on? Well, I just want to talk about the coronavirus once again and just kind of give my thoughts on that. I know I did a video on that this past weekend, and I also talked about it in my Tuesday questions video that I do for clients. I did that on Tuesday, so if you haven't checked those videos out, make sure you do that. And I just want to talk a little bit about this whole coronavirus thing. And, I talked about in the last video about how the media is really hyping this up. And I really think that they are. And, there's been a lot of cancellations. The NBA canceled their season for the remainder of the season. So, a lot of things happened. A lot of people taking this thing really seriously, and they should. I mean, I think we definitely need to be taking it seriously. And I've also seen where a lot of DJs have talked about how a lot of weddings have been canceled with them and all this other stuff. And, well, to be honest with you, I haven't had any cancellations for me, which is good. And I really don't anticipate having any cancellations, so that's a good thing right there. But let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about the media and how they've been hyping this up. And do I still think that they are overhyping this? And yeah, I think they are. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing, okay? And what I mean by that is that, think about this for a second, okay? A lot more people have been a lot more careful ever since this whole coronavirus story broke. People have been more careful going out buying hand sanitizer and making sure they wash their hands and that kind of thing. And do I think people may be going a little overboard with it, with like selling out of toilet paper and that kind of stuff? Well, yeah, possibly. But like I said, that's not really a bad thing when you really think about that, with the media hyping it up like that, because it is making people aware, and they are being a lot more cautious with. With the situation. They're taking it seriously, which is a good thing. Now, let me give you a good example of what I'm talking about when I say the media is overhyping this and why it's not a bad thing. Okay, as you know, I live in Pensacola, Florida, which is in the Florida Panhandle, right here on the Gulf Coast, and Northwest Florida. And I've lived in Florida for almost 35 years, and in that time, I've seen my fair share of tropical storms and hurricanes. Hurricane season starts June 1st, and we always get ready for that. And most of the time we don't get hit by hurricanes, but sometimes we do get hit by tropical storms and hurricanes and things like that. And it's always nice to be prepared. Well, even when we have a minimal tropical storm coming in, let's say the projections are only for it to be like 40, 45 miles per hour, the media around here will make it sound like that doomsday is coming. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they really will, and they're going to get everybody all hyped up and tell you need to go to the store and get all these preparations done. You need to make sure you get batteries and and all this stuff, and get your bottled water and everything else. And literally, people rush to Walmart. I mean, it looks like Christmas Eve at Walmart, and the food and stuff. It goes pretty fast. I mean, the shelves will just be barren. If you go out there, if you wait till the last minute to get your supplies. But the thing is, though, they go ahead and do that, and everybody gets excited. You make sure that they go and fill their car up. Sometimes we run out of gas because people are going to fill their cars up, and they're getting their spare gas cans filled up and all that kind of stuff. And here's the thing, okay? Then let's say that the tropical storm ends up being like maybe only 40 miles per hour, and it barely even sprinkles outside. Okay, a lot of people have gone and made all these preparations and everything else, and they're looking back at it saying, what, the media really hyped that up. That wasn't really all that bad. I mean, that wasn't bad at all. Well, the way I look at it, you're going to still eat that food, that you got. You're going to drive that gas. You're going to need it anyway in your car and things of that nature. But on a more serious note on that, think about this for a second, okay? Would you rather the media hype that up and make it sound like it's going to be worse than it really is, and you go out and get overly prepared? Or would you rather them, say, oh, it's not going to be anything, and we're only expecting like 40-mile-per-hour winds. You don't need to do anything about that. It's not a big deal at all. But then for some reason, they misforecast that, and it becomes like a major Category 3 or 4 hurricane. It comes and blows your house away and injures you or your family. So that's things you got to think about. Which would you rather do? For me personally, I would rather the media overhype something and me be prepared for it, and then look back and be delighted that it wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be, rather than them downplay it, and it turns out it's a lot worse than it really was. So that's what you got to think about. And that's what I think the situation with this coronavirus. We don't know what it's going to do or anything like that. I do, in my own opinion, I think probably the media is overhyping this a little bit. But like I said, that's making people more aware of it and making people take more precautions, which is not a bad thing. We should be doing that anyway. And it's, I think in a sense that's a good thing that we can be, learning from when it comes to that. But yeah, I definitely think we need to take this coronavirus seriously. And you need to make sure you do all the things that you normally do, and just make sure that you wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, do all the things you normally would do during flu season, and just do it a little bit more frequently, like I said in the last video. Okay, now let's talk about Mobile Beat Las Vegas. And of course, it is happening starting Monday morning in Las Vegas, and I'm planning on going. I'm flying out Sunday. I've got a wedding on Saturday, and I'm planning on flying out to early Sunday morning and getting to Las Vegas Sunday afternoon. I'm not, going to let this coronavirus really stop me from going because, I still think we need to live our lives. And I know that a lot of DJs I've been talking with this morning have said that they've decided not to go, for various reasons because of their own concerns with their health issues. And really, you need to use your own judgment on that when it comes to that. If you don't think it's a good idea for you to go, then by all means you probably shouldn't go. But as for me, I think that I'm still going to go because I really am looking forward to going to the seminars and all that good stuff. And of course, as of now, they have not canceled it, and I don't really look to them to cancel that because they said banning any major travel bans or something like that. Mobile Beat Las Vegas should go on, like as planned. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and that's what I'm planning on. But like I said, if you're one of those DJs that isn't going to be able to go, and maybe you decided not to go because of the coronavirus, that's totally understandable. You should use your judgment. And like I said, if you feel like that you don't need to go, then by all means, that's probably what you need to do. That's the right decision, and you need to make the best decision for you on that. But as for me, yeah, I'm still going to plan on going. I'm going to wash my hands, and all that good stuff. Use a hand sanitizer and just take the necessary precautions. And I think it's going to work out really well there. But I have had a lot of DJs say something like, well, what about being in close contact with everybody there? You may catch the coronavirus and stuff like that. Well, the way I look at it, I can catch it in Pensacola just as easily as I could in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to do anything any different in Las Vegas than I would do in Pensacola. So it makes sense there. But yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens on that. Like I said, this whole coronavirus thing, we just don't know what's going to happen with it. But the best thing to do is just to make sure that you just take the necessary precautions, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, and, it's going to pass. I mean, like the president said last night, it's going to pass. And, we're going to look back on this probably months from now and, say, okay, well, maybe it wasn't as bad as what we thought it was. At least that's what we hope it is. But right now the media is hyping it up, and let's just take it seriously and, just make preparations for it. And you got to do the best thing that you can do as far as that goes. Okay, so anyway, that's where I'm going to leave this. And I've got some things I got to do. I got to get ready for this wedding on Saturday, and then thinking about going to Las Vegas on Sunday, and all kinds of great things. So yeah, we got a lot coming up. So until next time, practice and enjoy.